Welcome everyone. So in this video we're making the basic gown pattern. Please subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up, and that's the measurement we'll be using today. Please just get ready for this. I hope you enjoy it. Hi guys, so the first thing I'll be doing is making a straight line for my pattern paper. So I already made that with my pencil, but I'll be ruling that in with my marker to make it clear for you all to see. You already know my motto: make a straight line. Always try your best to make a straight line. Always try your best to make a straight line. So after that, I'll be dividing my pattern paper into two. For this pattern, I'll be using the largest part of my body, which is my hip. My hip is about 40. It used to be 41 before, 42. Now it's 40. So I'll be dividing that into two. That is 10.5. Sorry, dividing that into 4, which is 10.5. I'm marking that in there, as you all can see. Then after that, I'll be taking my shoulder. That's for my center front. Taking my shoulder to my nipple point measurement, and my shoulder to my nipple point measurement is 10.5. I'll be marking that in, and I'll be indicating the center front and the center back. CF center front, CB center back. Then I'll be ruling my nipple point in, as you all can see. Next measurement I'll be taking is my shoulder to waist measurement for my center front. And if you watch my other video, you would know that I said the back or the center back measurement and the center front measurement is never the same. So for my center front, my waist measurement is 18. That's shoulder to waist measurement is 18. And I'm marking that in. Next thing I'll be doing is taking my waist measurement to my hip line or my hip point measurement. And my waist to my hip point measurement is 8. For those who are on the large side or on the big side, sorry to say that, you can use either 9, or you can take the largest part of your lower bodice, which should be your hip line. Next, I'm taking 4 inches for my darts. I'm taking one that's half an inch on both sides, which will make it 1 inch. And I'll be also marking the 4 inch on my nipple point to indicate. And I'll be going below my nipple point by 1 inches, and going below my waist start point by 4 inches also, and marking that in, and drawing a straight line to connect my darts together. Be connecting lines together in this pattern. This pattern is extremely easy, and it's just like a repeat of the basic bodice pattern. This is just like a basic gown pattern, which we'll be using to make other clothes, other dresses in my tutorial or in my channel. Sorry, on my channel. Sorry. So after connecting that, I'll be taking in my armhole measurement, and my armhole measurements, I think I've explained that before in my basic bodice pattern, is the bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. So I'll be marking my armhole measurement on both my center front and my center back, and my armhole measurement for this video is 7.5. So marking that, just making a straight line and connecting line to my center back also, because I'll be needing that for my center back darts. And I'll be putting in my bust measurement. My bust measurement is 9, and next I'm putting in my waist measurement plus my darts. I'll be adding that in there and marking it also. The next thing I'll be doing is taking in my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 10, which is 40 divided by 4 would give us 10. So I'm marking 10 in there, and now connecting my bust measurement to my waist to my hip point or hip line measurement also. This pattern is just like a repeat of the basic bodice pattern. It's actually easy, just that it's an extended version. So I'll be taking in my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. I'll mark 7.5 there, and also putting in 3 inches, and 3 inches width and 3 inches length there, and making a curve, a smooth round curve. This curve can change. It depends on what you want to make. This is like a general pattern, but it depends on what you want to make. You can adjust it. I'll be going in from my shoulder point 1.5 inches in my center front. Now I'm making a slant line to connect my neck point to my shoulder point, which is 1.5 inches depth, and making a straight line from my shoulder point to my armhole line also. So with this we'll be getting our armhole curve. You know that curve? You understand? We're getting our armhole curve. So from our armhole point or armhole line, we're going in for the center front by 2 inches and going inside from that 2 inches by 0.75 inches. So 7.75 inches true. And I'll be making a smooth slant line from my starting point to that 2 inches length. Then also making a curved line to connect that 2 inches point line to my bust line. So this is basically very easy. See, this is like ABC. But to have a better understanding, thorough explanation, you can go watch my basic bodice pattern for that. So for the back pattern, I'm going in by 3 inches as usual, and going also marking 7.5, which is our shoulder measurement, and going in from that shoulder measurement by 1 inches. Next thing I'll be doing now is taking in my waist measurement, and for my back waist measurement is 15 inches. So I'll be ruling that 15 inches in there and connecting a straight line together. Next thing I'll be doing is for my 15 inches, which is my back waist measurement, I'll be going in by 8 inches and also marking that and also connecting that line together with a smooth straight line. Your line must be straight at all times, please remember this. If there's anything you take from my video, straight line. So we're marking in 10 inches for my hip measurement, and my hip measurement, if you've forgotten, is 40 divided by 4, that's 10. So I'm marking in my dart, which is 4 inches for my dart, and I'm taking 1 inch for the waist snitch because I like my back waist always very snitch. I'm taking half an inch on both sides for that, half an inch on both sides, that's 1 inches. And I'll be also marking my 4 inches from the armhole side and going in by 1 inch as my start point for my back dart, and going below that by about 5 inches. So, and also connecting my darts together. You know, that is always important to actually to help your body or to help your clothes have that curve that your body needs. Your dart is always important. I can never overemphasize you having a dart. You can actually close your dart and now draw your pattern, but that is always important every single time. I'll be connecting my dart together and also connecting my waist snitch from my hip point. I'll be going up by 2 inches. I already marked that in, and I'll be connecting that to my 1 inches mark I made there, and also connecting that line from my waist snitch to my armhole line point. This is to give you that snitched waist with removing the whole puffiness. Next I'll be doing is taking in my waist measurements, and remember, everything you take in, every measurement you take in, you'll be adding that back into your measurement. Because I took 1 inches for my waist snitch and 1 inches for my dart, I'll be adding 2 inches back, and I'll be marking in my bust measurement and connecting the lines together. The line might not look so nice, but when you add all these lines together, when you connect them together, when you make your clothes, everything would look perfect and good. So I'll be connecting my hip, for my waist to my hip line or hip point together to make a smooth straight line, smooth straight curve, some smooth curve either way. So next I'm doing is marking in my armhole slant line and making a straight line for where my armhole would start, or for my armhole, making a straight line for my armhole. Let me just put it like that. Also, I'll be dividing my armhole straight line into 2. You know, for the center front, I divided it into I went up by 2 inches, but for my center back, I'll be dividing it into 2 and marking that, and I'll be going in by 0.5 inches. But for my center front, I went in by 0.75 inch. So I'll be making a smooth straight slant line and also making a curve to connect that to my bust line also, or to my armhole, to my bust measurement also too. Just making a curve, curving that in there and connecting that together. Basically, we are done with our gown pattern. The next thing is just the hip. I'm just connecting the hip together. So I'll be making in putting in 1 inches for my neck depth. You know, the neck depth is different from the center back neck depth is different from the center front neck depth. Next thing we're doing now is taking in our measurement, and for this measurement I'll be using 36 inches as per the full length. I'm marking that in there, but hope you remember that the center, because of the center back and the center front waist am not the same, I'll be marking the difference between my center back and my center front. In my center front, that's 3 inches difference, because my center back is 15, my center front is 18. So marking that in there, I'm marking 9 inches on both sides as the width for my center back, and also as the width of for my center front. I'm also marking it on the extra 3 inches I inserted to make the line balance, to make the length for my center back measurement and my center front measurement balance. So basically we are almost done with this pattern. Next thing we're doing is just princess darts, and also how to take in or how to balance our waist measurement. So that's the chest points or the armhole points, whatever you want to call it, that chest point or armhole points. Then the waist, then the waist, the hip line, and connecting the two of them together, just showing how to connect the two of them together. So we'll be going from our nipple points in our center front. I'll be marking 3 inches below that, and going in by either way. You can go in by either 1 inch or 0.5 inches. I first marked 1 inches, then I decided to mark 0.5 inches, and I'm connecting the 3 inches to my 0.5 inch. This I'll be taking inside, and I'll be showing you that so this two, the center back and the center front waistline, would balance. So next thing I'm doing is my princess dart, and I'll be dividing my armhole line into two, and marking that all in, and also making a smooth curved line to connect that to my. Actually made a mistake there. I connected it to my closed dart, but I cancelled that already. So I'm connecting that to my pivot point. Okay, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more of my videos.